Pull me out.
Hey, guess what?
Well, it was plugged in, it just wasn't tight. So for once, we're not actually working on our own vehicle.
Hey, we don't have to pay for parts this time.
That's true. So we replaced the dash in Andy's Dodge a while back, and it was like an absolute complete disaster that we ended up having to get a donor dash. So apologize we didn't record it.
But Dodge couldn't make, Chrysler Corporation as a whole couldn't make good plastic back in about the year 2000, which is what this truck is. Mine's a 2001, but they were a disaster of a dash. Now, this one technically is not really the dash that we need to replace. It's the air conditioning coil under the dash. So the dash has to come out to replace it, though.
But if we take the dash out, we're going to have to replace the dash.
Yeah, because it's going to turn to gravel.
Pretty much. So the first thing we're doing is going to do what?
I'm going to disconnect the battery because we've got 2 airbags involved in this. And I prefer them not to go off in our face.
That sounds like a pretty good idea.
Yeah. So we'll get this undone. That way they're bleeding down while we start getting some panels and stuff off.
Okay, so how bad is this dash?
This one is a lot better than mine, but it's probably one of the better 2000 era dashes around, because you notice it's got plenty of cracks. I mean,
yeah, it's definitely a lot better than ours. This was also stored in a barn too.
No, so it was parked under trees.
Under trees.
Yeah, this one for nearly all of its life has been under trees. So you even got a couple of bezel. I touched that with my finger and the bezel collapsed. You see this right here?
So to replace all of this, you got it from where?
LMC Truck.
LMC Trucks.
And they get you the bezel. They get you the bezel here, and they get you the dash.
It's better than a piece of carpet on the top, right?
Yes, and they actually have as they say on their site, they actually put UV protectant in theirs.
Okay, so what's the first thing we got to take out?
We got to take trim pieces off and this center console down here off. And I'm not 100% sure how many bolts are involved in this one.
Yeah, because yours was automatic.
Yep, and it had a different center. So, and what are you up to over there?
Well, we actually have to drop the steering wheel. Yep. So I got to get out all the plastic compartments off so that we can get to the plugs. We got to unplug everything in this dash.
Let's go ahead and get some of this apart, and you can see some of these bolts I'm going to take out, and I hope I find all the bolts. We'll come back here in a minute and show you the results.
All right, well, I can't see underneath the dash, so went and got our Icon flashlights from Harbor Freight. I absolutely love these because there's 3 different directions of light, and plus they got a really good magnet on them. So that makes working underneath this dash a whole lot easier, especially after hours when we're trying to do things after work. So what are you trying to pull apart?
Well, I'm going to get this center console out of the way so I can get this airbag module unhooked. So this should, if I know somewhat about what I'm doing, theoretically come right off, just like that. And there is the airbag restraint module that we got to pull out. Back to this, I can do this.
That way the airbag doesn't go off.
That way this is now unhooked. This right here is unhooked. All right, so I guess we're moving on to the next steps.
All right, let's see how far we can get.
Okay.
Before this rain gets here.
All right. Okay, well, it's the next day. A little rain.
And we're not about to have 40 days and 40 nights of rain come flooding down on us, so maybe we can get our dash finished.
It's actually, what, 2 days?
2 days.
Yeah, because it rained the entire day nearly yesterday.
Welcome to Southeast Oklahoma.
Remember I mentioned mud season in a previous video? All right, well, get some weight out of this thing, because you can technically take the dash out with this airbag in place, but I got all the bolts out from under here. I didn't bore you with that. It's just like 5 screws and 5 bolts. There's 3 little clips up here at the top. You kind of have to pry. And once you walk it out, then you can just take this out. And there's... And for some reason, it's always upside down where you can't see it. There we go. There. You got a better view of it, and so did I. There we go. And that weighs a pretty good little chunk right there. We'll add this to our pile in the back seat. All right, well, I'm to the point things are about to start breaking because I got to get radio and stuff out of here. So now the only thing to do is you just got to get this bezel to release. Dash is falling apart up here. All right. You can grab
No, only a few pieces came off.
Yeah, that's significantly better than mine. We made
Well, more pieces are breaking as I go out here. Now, my fun part is getting all these wires. Well, the problem that I have is we got the hazards, the steering wheel adjustment, and the lights that those 3 pieces are. But I'm going to get underneath here and start working on all of this.
All right, now here's the contortionist part of this job.
Trying to find all the plugs and get them undone without breaking them.
I say.
And some are in the way of others. Using fingernails, holding your mouth right, and a pick without having to break the plug. There we go.
All right. So now, get that one. All you have to do is get this great big plug off the back that this is in the way of. So,
yeah,
I guess we're going to figure that one out. All right, so you're trying to get to the hard plugs, huh?
Well, yeah, and it's trying to figure out when you're upside down what direction they're supposed to go.
In there. Well, way up in there, aren't they?
Okay, what does that one do?
To figure out which ones actually have to come out to disconnect the dash, huh? All right, well, somehow they'll come out then, right?
Okay, well, I know I unscrewed that one, but why is it not?
All right, so we're going to get the steering wheel dropped out of here.
Yeah.
We got what? A couple of bolts up under there?
Yeah, it's got this U-shaped yoke type thing. The only problem with it is it's also heavy. And if I go the right direction. All right, you gonna hold that up? Okay.
And now you got to undo your bolt over there, the pivot bolt. And we got one more dash bolt over there I hadn't got.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to tip this forward. This may or may not work. Or it may shattered. First leg. Okay. That was the right thing. That pivot did something. Oh, you got yours out already. Okay. Mine didn't come out that easy.
Did I have that pivot bolt loose enough?
I don't know. Now we got to go that way. There we go. Now it's a little crap. Well, this is inconvenient. Yeah, okay. That was a little inconvenient. All right. Hey, guess what? Basically enough, this is still mostly in one piece. Well,
now time for me to run around. Compared to what yours looked like, yeah.
Yeah, this is just like good. This is like parts truck level compared to mine. All right, as you can see, Sarah's inside working on the last bits inside. I've been out here getting air conditioning parts apart because we got to take this heater box apart to get this evaporator core in. Had to get the computer out of the way. This bracket actually has to come off that the computer attaches to. Then you can get the nuts off. Well, you take these 2 nuts off, get the bracket off, and that's part of the heater box. And you take this one off once the bracket's off. Once she gets the stuff done in there, I think we can pull the bracket out. I probably should undo the heater hoses or we're not getting very far. So let me go get those pliers.
Yeah, he says the whole box will come off.
All right, well, I have the right type of pliers right here for this, but you're gonna watch me try to contort myself in here and struggle a minute. And if anybody's wondering, these are worth the $15 for the pair on Amazon, because I took an impossible job, made it just a little bit of mumbling.
It's not what I heard on my end. There was only one nut in here.
Yeah, I think there is.
And I'm not counting me.
So once you get these pliers on there, you can just take them off like that. Now then, next trick. These heater hoses have been on here a long time.
Yep.
Probably since. Yeah, we're gonna have to slit them. All right, we're down to this last bolt. It's way back behind that valve cover. So I am hoping that between this tool, 3 extensions, and a deep well socket, this will get it out.
And please don't lose it.
I can't even get on it. All right, Sarah's now getting creative to get to this. It's an 11, but we're going to try 7/16 because that's what I had handy. It'll come off finger tight like the rest of them probably if you can just get it to break loose. It's easy to get to.
Says the person who's a foot taller than me. All right, it gets to the end of it, then it wants to hang up.
Well, if you've got loose, I can take it out.
It's on the very end of it. For some reason, it wants to get stuck on the end.
I can probably get it.
Okay.
Like, we get you better pictures of that, but we can't even see what we're doing. Gotta find the bumper.
Yeah, there's only a few things you can step on in these.
Don't worry, I'm leaning back just in case it's a YouTube
You
moment.
could like actually get behind me and be a gentleman and try to catch me. Considering my shoe is.
Okay, so now we'll both go down to YouTube moment.
Pull me out.
Go.
My foot is stuck. All right, get the nut out. I'm tired of working on this truck. You going right there?
It was like a half turn.
Okay, so now we should be able to pull the thing out.
Why does it act like there's still one more bolt? Or just an awkward angle? Now we just have to get it out. Come here, little heater box. I'm gonna get the wreckage of this dash off. You gonna try to get that thing to come apart?
Yeah, I've got like 100 screws to take out.
I'm glad we didn't need to save that piece.
Okay, I may need more than one set of hands. It's kind of like one of those things you gotta. Well, I can probably see why it didn't work. Well, are you supposed to have pine needles in it?
All right, it's about half clogged.
And you're pouring out antifreeze.
Yeah, might as well. We're gonna take the thing out. But that's about half clogged. Good thing we don't have to clean that.
Okay, I'm sorry. The camera does not do it justice. All right, now I think we need to help each other.
Yep. So you want to help me get this thing in place? We got these little guide pegs that we got to get lined up to make it all happy. There's one right here and one at each end. Okay, that looked good. That settled in. Okay, that one settled in. Now then, all I got to do is put 50 or 60 screws back in. Because you got all the other screws that are hard to get to now. And of course, ease her down. Okay.
With these right here, I take it then, huh?
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 back here. And be careful of that rubber there. That rubber can get pulled out if you're not careful.
This right here?
Yeah, that little rubber gasket. Ask me how I know that.
Well, we managed to put everything back together. Now we just have to get it in the truck.
And hooked up correctly.
Right?
It was easy to take out. It should be super easy to put back in, right?
The wind has kind of picked up, so
yeah, our audio.
Not supposed to have any rain until midnight.
You just got to hit those holes, and you got to get that vacuum line out. I'll get over here to play catch for it. You want me to put a nut on one of these?
Hang on a second.
I can put it. You got everything in over here. All right, you got one nut in there holding it stable now. We've boo-booed.
What?
The steering wheel is totally in the way because it's like attached.
Yeah, well, only finger tight.
Yeah. That was a slight oversight. It happens to us a lot.
Do wish you'd hurry.
I'm going fast as I can.
Because this is heavy. Okay.
Hey.
Okay, now
then we just got.
what are we on?
Huh? Landed on mine. Hey, look at that. Think you can plug it in with the dash in place, or do we want to leave it loose until you get the plugs in?
Let's get a couple of screws in.
Okay.
Because that wasn't
Didn't really help you?
right. That had nothing to do with getting them things unplugged. I should need a few more extensions.
I asked you all ago if I should get more.
I thought there was some on the bench out there.
I think I got all of them. Nope, there's one more. Okay, they're right. There's one more. Let's just. Well,
I mean, because he has a pretty windshield. We don't want to mess that up.
Yeah.
I thought. Okay.
Okay, well, at this point, we just got to plug a bunch of stuff in to get to the next stage. And, well,
and the fun part is making sure we don't leave anything unplugged.
And 200 or so screws. Maybe 20. Okay. They're still getting some wiring buttoned up over there. And I'm up to the point of putting the airbag back in.
Is it a problem when you have a few extra plugs?
No, I'm sure most of the stuff will work. Yay. And now it plugs in easily. Alright, got that in place, so that was easy. So,
Alright.
now all you have to do is wiggle and hope you can get this in just right. There we go. These little spring clips are a lot of fun. There we go. You got your 3 little bolts through here. This actually makes the airbag stay put. It's always a good thing in a wreck. All right, well, this is the finishing touch on the interior right here. Sarah's going to do the honor of breaking the bezel as she puts it in.
Oh, lovely. Sure. Blame it all on me.
Honestly, these LMC bezels and the dashes are so much tougher than the originals. And if you line up all your pins, now there's some guide pins to be careful. There's a guide pin right behind here near the radio. Then we got to get all of them to slide in. Because what we're doing is we're trying to get the pins to go into this spot. Well, that bezel's in place and this dash looks good.
It does require you to see around corners in order to get them all lined up, though.
Yeah, you do have to. That guide pin in the middle, if you don't get that, nothing fits.
And then they don't want to slide in just like real easy. So it's a pucker factor.
Yeah, because
you don't want to break it.
even though I think this dash is a lot tougher than we might feel like it is, It's just the dash we took out of here. You drop a piece of it and it shatters.
I know, we were always so terrified of more of it breaking, but
and
it
now
so
that would have
much better.
shattered the old one. It always looks nice when you save one of these old trucks. Figure the easy way is get these clamps on here and just leave a big loop, and then we'll just cut it to whatever we need.
Now, I personally have never seen this happen before.
Yeah, you can actually form some pretty good vacuum when your air filter clogs up, at least on the inlet side of the turbo. Diesels don't do any engine vacuum. It's worthless signal, but you can make vacuum if you don't change your air filter.
Wow. Okay. So, can we just go ahead and put it in the box?
Yeah, you can go ahead and put it in the box. We'll put it all together in a second. I get to try to get this hose off of here. As you remember how good it was up under the cab. Mm-hmm.
How much would this normally have cost if we took it to
this job a lot of times at a body shop? Somewhere around probably $2,000.
So I know we took several days, but that's because we still have daytime jobs and weather hasn't been helping us. It took us, what, maybe about 5 hours?
I'd say, yeah, and that includes all the setup for cameras and stuff too, though. So you can probably, if you really rushed, get it done in 4.5 hours. But I would highly recommend doing it with 2 people.
Right. So
one person, this would take significantly longer, and you'd say a lot worse words.
But not safe to leave on there.
How'd that taste?
Well, I've already had some antifreeze earlier with my trying to address my inner pirate and putting tools in my mouth.
You've heard don't inhale, don't swallow. Why don't you go start this thing and see if anything falls apart on us?
All right, well, we're going to make sure we don't have anything left in the engine compartment. Any tools, cameras?
I think we're good. Listen to that comment. Well, you know, it's the end of a project when Lady shows up.
It's kind of like most hired help.
Uh-huh. She gets yelled at a lot less when she shows up when you're not working. All right, well, that was...
A few minor tweaks, but we got it finished.
Yep, it's done.
So join us for our next Rusty adventure.
Thanks for watching.